Saturday afternoon, just got a hard workout, just got off a plane, hard week of work, time to stretch. I like stretching not just for the actual length of muscles, but also the mental side of things. I think that's often overlooked, kind of getting that mindfulness behind the scenes of the stretch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through a nice little stretching routine, just a random creation, stretching mostly the outside of the hips, back of the hips. Those muscles tend to be responsible for a lot of tension in the lower back, tend to be responsible for any lower back / mid back pain, and let's get started, okay? I'm going to hold just about everything for 20 seconds, so if you're going to do this along with me, stay and start right from the beginning. I'll keep the timer going and we won't really stop, okay? So here we go. Hamstring stretch. Really look for that length. Point that toe. Make sure you're not necessarily lifting your butt off the ground. Okay, really try to get that length. Breathe into it. Switch sides. This side's a little different. Completely normal to have one side different than the other. However, try to get both sides as close together in terms of the difference. Minimize that difference as much as possible. That's a straight leg. Now we're going to go to bent leg. This is often overlooked. Okay? Grab your knee, pull it to your chest. Make sure your knee doesn't come off your chest. Pull it in. Make sure you breathe. This gets the belly of the hamstring. Switch. Again, making sure we breathe. I like this next flow. I'm going to drop it right over the side. Keep it mostly straight. Make sure not to arch too much from your low back. And relax back down. Try to get that outside of that whole left hip. If you want to reach back with your left hand, you'll feel that big stretch. I like each stretch about 15 to 20 seconds. And then switch. Move here. You see there's a big difference between my right and left. Nice little pop there. Watch this next flow. I'm not going to move much from side to side here. What I am going to do, I'm going to grab my right knee with my left hand and my left ankle with my right. This is called the pretzel. I'm going to try to turn into that stretch. With a breath. You should find a nice little cross-body stretch. And then switch. And side step. After that, you're going to stay on your back, ankle over knee. You're going to pull that knee into chest. This is a small muscle right in your butt. It really gets that piriformis opened up a little bit. One of those rotators, those external and internal rotators in your hips, it gets that rotator and gets you to hopefully relax into it. And then switch. Oh, this gets worse. Again, making sure you breathe. If you feel any of this in your lower back, you're doing it wrong. You should feel it in the hips. What's next? Next, I'm going to do the box stretch. Okay, I'll do it facing you. I have kind of a 4 here. Let's start this over. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to square myself up as much as possible with my front leg and try to get my sternum over my knee. Lower yourself down if you can. Get your chest on that knee. You should feel a nice stretch in that front leg. Stay there. After that, and again, a nice little flow. You're going to lean back. Try to keep 4 points of contact. Ankle, knee, knee, ankle. Right now, that's not working. Ooh, Big stretch. You're going to feel it in the opposite hip. Again, all these are slightly different. Switching to the other side. Again, that all fours position, chest over knee, not all fours, sorry. Figure four, box stretch. Lower yourself into it. Drop yourself back. Whoa, this side's worse. If you need to, use the hand to assist. That side's bad. Stay down. Whew. Tighten this side. Okay. Now we have another cool one. I like this one a lot. You're going to be here, your right hand just outside your left hip, left hand on top, and turn over that left shoulder. With each breath, if you feel a cramp in your right glute, you're doing it right. You got to squeeze that right glute to get that right glute slash hip flexor to stop cramping. I'm going to hold this one for a good 30 seconds before I switch. Okay, that's a big one. Show it to the other side. Okay, left hand outside, right hand on top, turning, pushing, squeezing the left hip. Make sure that you don't get that hip flexor to cramp. Don't cramp. Awesome. That's it, as much as we're going to do on the ground. Now you're going to do what's called a squat stretch. Okay, just get in that bottom position, gently push out, and the inside of your knees. If you want, you can rock back and forth. I'm going to hold this one a little longer. Okay, pushing out, letting that groin open up a little bit. Next, put your left hand down, the instep of your left foot, and reach to the sky. Make sure you're reaching, hold it, just hold it. And then switch. If you're cramping, there we go, that's better. This side's tighter. After that, we have a half kneeling stretch, okay? From this position, you're going to squeeze this down leg. Make sure that toe's anchored in. Squeeze that hip forward. This activates what's called reciprocal inhibition. So when the glute fires, that hip flexor hopefully opens up. Make sure you're not arching. Make sure you're not rounding forward or shifting from side to side. I'll show you on the next side facing you, okay? So from here, again, holding that. Then after that timer beeps, you're going to take one hand, reach up above your head. Think about keeping that rib cage down. Still pushing forward. You should feel a big stretch. You're getting length between your right hand, excuse me, your left hand, and that left knee. It's a big stretch. And then you're going to switch. Okay? I'll show you facing you. So first, push forward. Make sure you're staying square, not side to side. So push straight forward. Your front knee should be going right over that front toe, the middle toe, I should say, not side to side. Gentle, push in. Make sure you're squeezing the right side glute. Next, reach. Make sure your hips stay neutral, pelvis isn't arching. Reach up with your right hand. Get that length between your right wrist, your right knee, squeeze your right butt. And good. Awesome. Next, I'm going to show you my favorite rocking groin stretch. You're going to be on all fours. You're going to put your foot out to the side. Make sure you get your foot flat. I don't know if you can see, but make sure you also keep your other toe behind that knee, not inside for sure. So holding here, you're going to rock back. Feel that stretch, keep your back flat, make sure you're not arching. Hold it, breathe into it. Just hold it. Should be able to get further and further without arching that back. You're going to switch sides. I'll show you from the side. So again, foot flat, my left foot's outside, shoulders staying square. This side's a lot tighter. All right. Next, we're going to do a little torso rotation drill. Okay. What I'm going to have you do is take your left hand, put in forearm, put it on the ground. Take your right hand. You're going to reach behind your lower back, almost into your left hip. Turn up to the ceiling. Switch. Turn up to the ceiling. Oh, cramping. Oh, cramping. Not good on camera. Next, you're going to switch back to the other side. This one opens a little different muscle. Okay? Hand behind the head. Turn up to the ceiling. Oh, without cramping. One cramping on camera. And then switching. If you're any type of rotational sport, golfer, tennis, even swimming, baseball, softball, beer league, darts, billiards, just kidding, maybe, this is a pretty good stretch for you. Another good one I like, okay, all you're going to do, come back up to one hand. Let's show you this way first, okay? Make sure you stay square. You're going to reach back under. Keep this right arm straight. You want to show rotation, but without bending really from this elbow. Reach. Really want to turn. Get that scapula away from your spine on that left side, but also show that you can turn forward from left around that right. Okay, I'll show you in the front. So take the right hand, reach underneath. You're going to keep this left shoulder over that left elbow and the left wrist. So again, a lot of these stretches show you turning back. This is a nice stretch that shows you turning in front. And then the last one we're going to do, just reach your hands forward, okay? Sit back to your hips, push your hips away from your hands. If you want to creep your wrist forward, do so. Reach forward. Breathe into it. Then turn your thumbs up to the ceiling. A little different. And then hopefully, open your thumbs to the floor. Not like me. Nice little stretch. Whew. All right. I'm all stretched out. Completed my workout. You guys, go forward and have a good weekend. Thanks, guys.